First of all, thank you so much for taking this course and putting your trust in me. I very much hope that you will like this course. And of course, as I said, you can always ask me any questions you might have about this course in the Q&A, and I'm going to show you that in a second. So let's take a look at the course content, the structure. I would recommend you go through this course to make the most of it. Alright, so first of all, when you're inside the course, you're going to see something that looks similar to this. And you're currently in the Start Here section. And after that, we're going to talk about some of the basics of Flexbox here, like what it actually is, how to use it, what about browser support, and so on. And then we're going to go into all the Flex properties for the so-called Flex containers. So that would be the parent element in which we can then have so-called Flex items. After pretty much all of them, there's a quiz that I recommend you take to really recap what you learned and check if you remember everything that I tried to teach you in the lecture before. So after this section on Flex containers, we're going to then look at all the properties that are useful to design your Flex items. And then we're already through with all the Flexbox specification. And then we can actually already dive into some real-world examples and look at Flexbox in practice here, which is also the section that I can just extend if you have any recommendations or suggestions on what kind of topics you would like to hear in this section. And then we're going to recap all you learned in the last section, of course. And so I very much recommend you do all the quizzes to recap your knowledge and to really remember all the properties and the different values, because with Flexbox, you do have quite a few different properties, as you're going to see. And they also have different values you can set for them. So it's really important to remember what each of them was, and they are sometimes a bit similar. So this is really important. And also what's really helpful for this is a resource that I'm going to switch to now here called Flexbox Froggy, which is like a gamified platform to learn Flexbox and all the different properties, at least most of them. So this is really a platform I'm also going to recommend during the course, and I'm going to tell you which of these levels you can already do with the knowledge you have. So you can just do that, and I think it's a very fun exercise just to quickly go through some of the possible ways to use the Flexbox properties that you're going to learn about. Alright, so let's now switch back to the course content for a second, and I'm going to show you one of the most important things you should know about Udemy here. So once you click into one of the videos, I recommend especially if you're a native speaker, you might want to increase the playback speed here. Like you can see that I normally watch videos on Udemy on 1.5 times the speed. And you can of course also change the quality here, so make sure you can read everything fine. And what's most important probably is this button down here that says Browse Q&A. And here you can, well, metaphorically raise your hand and ask a new question here if you don't understand something about what I'm teaching, or you have some question maybe that you came across when you tried things out, or anything else you might just be wondering about or have a problem with. You can always ask me here in the discussions, and then I can help you out. Alright, so make sure to use this. I always find that students who really use the discussion section here not only enjoy the course much more, but also are able to learn a lot more than all the other students. So make sure to be one of the proactive students and really dive into the material, try to follow all the exercises, and that way you're going to be really proficient with Flexbox at the end of this course. Alright, so that's all I wanted to tell you about for how to follow along this course, and I very much look forward to seeing you in the following lectures.